Dear spectators of the human tragedy, in the shadows where the light dares not tread, I stand, a specter of defiance against those who believe their arrogance shields them. They wear their pride like a crown, believing themselves invincible, as if the universe bows to their whims. But let me tell you a secret: arrogance is a fragile mask, painted over the cracks of insecurity. It's a grand illusion that blinds them, a shimmering mirage in the desert of their own delusions. They think they hold the reins, that their power is absolute, but power is a fickle mistress. It dances in the hands of the worthy, and they, oh how they underestimate the resilience that brews in the hearts of the oppressed. In their quest for domination, they forget the most potent weapon of all, the spirit. A spirit forged in the fires of adversity, tempered by pain and suffering, grows stronger with every strike. Picture this, a moment, electric with tension, where their laughter echoes like a death knell. It's the first encounter, the clash of wills that ignites the spark of their tragic downfall. They see me, a mere shadow, a figure they believe they can crush beneath their boots. But that's where they falter. They mistake my silence for submission, my calm for fear. And in that miscalculation, they weave the threads of their own demise. They think victory is theirs, but what they don't realize is that every act of oppression is a grain of sand in the hourglass of their defeat. Each time they strike, they sow the seeds of their own ruin. I stand before them, not as a broken soul, but as a storm, gathering strength in the stillness. I am the reflection of their darkest fears, the embodiment of their hubris laid bare. Their motivations are as transparent as glass, driven by a hunger for control, a thirst for power that clouds their judgment. They see the world as a chessboard, where pawns can be sacrificed for the sake of a fleeting checkmate. But this is not a game, this is life. And life has its own rules, its own sense of justice that even the most arrogant cannot escape. As they rise, they carve their own tombstones, each betrayal a chisel strike against the marble of their fate. They think they are invincible, yet they spiral deeper into their own isolation. Their laughter fades, replaced by the haunting echoes of regret. They are alone, surrounded by the ghosts of their choices, shackled by the very power they sought to wield. And in this solitude, I find my strength. While they drown in their despair, I rise from the ashes of their ignorance. I am not merely a survivor, I am a phoenix, born from the flames of betrayal and scorn. I take their contempt and turn it into fuel, a fire that burns brightly against the dark horizon. The inevitable fall of those who sought to extinguish my light is a sweet melody to my ears. They thought they could triumph over my spirit, but they have only succeeded in igniting the storm within me. I am the reckoning they never saw coming, the embodiment of resilience that laughs in the face of despair. So let them bask in their fleeting victories, let them revel in their hollow power. For in the end, the clock ticks on, and time is the ultimate judge. It whispers truths that cut deeper than any blade, revealing the emptiness behind their throne. Their arrogance will be their undoing, a bitter reminder that the soul, once awakened, cannot be shackled. And as they drown in their own despair, I shall rise, a testament to the strength that lies within the shadows. Power. A word that rolls off the tongue like honey, sweet yet cloying. It is the illusion that wraps itself around the weak, suffocating them in its embrace, convincing them they are kings in a kingdom built on sand. They strut about, cloaked in the delusion of control, blind to the reality that power is nothing without respect. To hold dominion over others is to grasp at shadows, to believe that chains can bind the essence of a soul. What does it mean to wield power? Is it the heavy crown atop a fragile head, or the fear that grips hearts like a choking vine? They chase after it, those who believe themselves superior, intoxicated by the thrill it brings. But in their pursuit, they forget, power is a mirage, a fleeting glance at a distant horizon, ever elusive. Their hunger for dominance blinds them to the truth that real strength lies not in subjugation, but in the quiet defiance of the oppressed. They conjure a facade of control, constructing walls around their insecurities. Behind those walls, they are but frightened children, screaming for validation. They mistake the silence of submission for victory, believing they have tamed the wild spirit within. But I am no beast to be caged. I am the tempest that rises when the skies darken, a force of nature they cannot comprehend. They overlook the fact that every act of cruelty chisels away at their own foundation, eroding the very power they think they possess. The anti-hero's perspective is a mirror reflecting their folly. I stand at the edge of their chaos, observing the intricate dance of their downfall. They wield their weapons, yet it is their own hearts that become the battlefield. They lash out, desperate to eclipse the light they cannot extinguish. In their quest for dominion, they strip themselves of humanity, becoming monsters, lost in a labyrinth of their own making. And so, the question lingers in the air like smoke: what is the cost of such power? They pay with their souls, exchanging integrity for dominance, respect for fear. The irony is delicious. While they seek to crush the spirit of others, they are the ones who wear the shackles. They drown in their own despair, victims of their own design. The thrill of power becomes a poison, slowly seeping into their veins, blinding them to the cracks in their carefully constructed empire. But I know better. I have tasted the bitterness of betrayal and emerged from the ashes, reborn. I wield my scars like a badge, a testament to the strength that rises from the depths of despair. My resilience is my weapon, an unyielding force that they cannot comprehend. I understand the dance of power and the void it creates, the loneliness that engulfs those who wield it without respect. In their isolation, they are haunted by the echoes of their choices. Each betrayal reverberates like a tolling bell, a reminder of the trust they shattered. They look in the mirror and see only a stranger, a reflection warped by greed and hubris. And in that moment of clarity, when regret washes over them like a cold tide, they realize the truth: they are not the masters of their fate, but mere pawns in a game they cannot win. As they spiral deeper into their own despair, I stand tall, a solitary figure against the storm. I am the shadow that lurks behind their laughter, the whisper that taunts their vanity. I bear witness to their undoing, a grim satisfaction swelling within me. For every moment they revel in their fleeting power, I grow stronger, fueled by the very darkness they sought to exploit. And so, the cycle continues. The illusion of power, the facade of control, it all crumbles beneath the weight of truth. They thought they could extinguish my light, but in their quest for dominance, they have only illuminated the path to their own demise. Let them drown in their regret. I shall rise from the depths, a specter of resilience, a haunting reminder that the spirit, once awakened, cannot be silenced. Betrayal, a cold blade that slices through the fragile fabric of trust, leaving nothing but jagged wounds in its wake. It is the poison that seeps into the veins of relationships, infecting the very essence of connection. Those who wield it often forget that every act of treachery is a mirror reflecting their own fears, insecurities, and admission that they are not the conquerors they pretend to be, but mere shadows of their true selves. The personal sacrifices made in the name of loyalty are often drowned in the echo of their betrayal. I have walked through the valleys of deceit, felt the sharp sting of betrayal pierce my heart, and emerged not as a victim, but as a force reborn. Each scar I wear is a story, a testament to the battles fought in silence, a reminder that the darkness can forge strength from the ashes of despair. The ones who sought to diminish my light, they thought they could silence me. Yet, in their ignorance, they only stoked the flames of my resolve. With each betrayal, they tighten the noose around their own necks, believing they hold the reins of power. They weaponize trust, using it as a tool to manipulate and control, but in doing so, they lay the groundwork for their own undoing. Trust is a delicate thread, and when severed, it unravels the very foundation upon which their empire stands. The irony is profound. In their quest for dominance, they become architects of their own isolation. In the solitude that follows betrayal, I have found clarity. The darkness that once seemed suffocating reveals itself as a canvas, a space to paint my own destiny. They may have turned their backs, but I have risen like a phoenix from the ashes of their disloyalty. I am not defined by their choices. I define myself in the quiet moments, when the world fades away and I confront the shadows within. Each betrayal is a stepping stone, each wound a catalyst for transformation. They will never understand the power that lies in solitude. In their relentless pursuit of validation, they have shackled themselves to the opinions of others. They are like moths drawn to a flame, consumed by a desire for approval that will never come. Meanwhile, I stand alone, unyielding, embracing the solitude that they fear. It is in the depths of this isolation that I find my true self, stripped of masks and pretenses. Regret, that haunting specter, lingers in the corners of their minds. They may bask in the fleeting glow of their victories, but as the shadows lengthen, the price of betrayal becomes painfully clear. Moments of clarity pierce through the fog of delusion, revealing the emptiness that resides within them. They look at their reflection and see not a conqueror, but a shell, hollow, devoid of meaning. The very power they sought to wield has become their prison, and for every soul they discarded, a piece of their humanity withered away. And so, I watch as they spiral into the abyss of their own making. Their laughter rings hollow, a desperate attempt to drown out the echoes of their choices. For every betrayal they enacted, a chain binds them tighter to their own despair. They thought they could extinguish the fire within me, but in their cowardice, they have only ignited an inferno of resilience. I have become the embodiment of retribution, the storm that brews in the distance, waiting for the moment to unleash its fury. I am the reckoning they never saw coming, a reminder that betrayal is a double-edged sword. As they drown in their own regret, I rise, not from the ashes of their betrayal, but from the strength they underestimated. In the end, they will learn that the true cost of betrayal is not merely the loss of trust, but the irrevocable fracture of their own souls. They thought they could triumph over my spirit, but as they sink into despair, I stand unbroken, a testament to the resilience that only those who dare to face the darkness can truly embody. Let them choke on the bitterness of their choices, I shall thrive in the light of my own awakening. In this vast emptiness, where the echoes of laughter have long faded into the dust, I find myself standing amidst the ruins of ambition. The oppressors, those who once wore the crown of power, now wander like lost souls in a desolate wasteland of their own making. They climbed the treacherous cliffs of dominance, only to find that the higher they ascended, the deeper they plunged into an abyss of solitude and regret. Like kings atop a crumbling throne, they bask in the fleeting glow of a victory that offers no warmth, only shadows. The isolation wraps around them like a shroud, a cold reminder that their pursuit of control has left them utterly alone. In their quest to subjugate, they have severed the ties that once bound them to the very humanity they sought to dominate. They are trapped in a gilded cage, surrounded by the ruins of their own making, watching as the walls close in. The emptiness gnaws at their insides, a relentless hunger that no conquest can satiate. They reach for companionship, but find only echoes of their own betrayal, reverberating through the hollow chambers of their hearts. But in this solitude, I have discovered a different kind of strength. Where they see desolation, I see a fertile ground for growth. In the quiet moments, when the world becomes a mere whisper, I strip away the layers of pretense, revealing the raw essence of my being. It is in this darkness that I forge my resolve, transforming isolation into a crucible of power. Each moment spent alone is a step further from their grasp, a declaration of independence from their chains. Their laughter, once a cacophony of arrogance, now sounds like a mournful dirge, a testament to their downfall. They wallow in a pool of regret, drowning in memories of choices made and paths taken. The fleeting victories they once celebrated have become a heavy burden, a weight they can no longer bear. In their hearts, they know that every moment spent in the pursuit of dominance has led them further away from the light of connection, leaving them to wander through a fog of despair. As I observe their suffering, I understand the haunting truth of their existence. They believed power was a shield, but it has become their prison. The very strength they sought to cultivate has only served to isolate them further, turning allies into ghosts and friends into memories. They stand alone, their empire of control crumbling around them, realizing too late that the cost of their ambition was their very humanity. In contrast, I embrace the solitude that they shun. It is here, in the shadows, that I find my clarity. The whispers of doubt that once threatened to consume me have been silenced by the fire of my resolve. I have risen from the ashes, not as a product of their betrayal, but as a testament to what it means to endure. Each scar tells a story, each wound a chapter in my narrative of resilience. I am not defined by their choices, I am liberated by the darkness they feared. Regret, that insidious specter, lurks in the corners of their minds. As the sun sets on their ambitions, they are left to confront the emptiness that was once filled with dreams of grandeur. They look into the abyss, and it stares back, revealing a reflection not of a conqueror but of a hollow shell. The power they wielded has become a curse, leaving them chained to the very thing they sought to escape. And so, they spiral deeper into their own abyss, their laughter now a distant memory. For every betrayal they inflicted, they have sown the seeds of their own despair. The fire they believed they could extinguish within me has only grown stronger, fueled by the very darkness they sought to exploit. I have become the embodiment of retribution, a force of nature that cannot be ignored. In the end, they will learn the harsh lesson of their own making, that true power lies not in domination, but in the strength to stand alone, defiant against the storm. They thought they could triumph over my spirit, but as they crumble beneath the weight of their choices, I rise, unbroken and unyielding. The darkness within me is not my downfall, but my salvation, a reminder that from the depths of despair, resilience can emerge, fierce and unrelenting. Let them drown in their regrets, I shall forge my path in the light of my own awakening. In the heart of darkness, where shadows dance like phantoms in a forgotten theater, resilience is forged. It blooms in the crevices of despair, a defiant flower sprouting through concrete, thriving in the very soil that oppressors sought to poison. They, who believed they could suffocate the spirit, now find themselves ensnared by the very chains they sought to wield. For in their arrogance, they overlooked the indomitable nature of the human soul, a force not easily extinguished, but rather ignited by the flames of adversity. Resilience is not merely a concept, it is a lifeblood coursing through the veins of those who have tasted the bitterness of betrayal. It is the flicker of a candle in a storm, a stubborn ember refusing to die. Each trial, each aching moment of suffering, carves deeper lines into the fabric of existence, shaping a spirit that knows no bounds. They believed they could break me, but with every strike, I have only grown stronger, a testament to the power that lies within the wreckage of their ambition. The journey through adversity is a treacherous path, littered with the remnants of shattered dreams and lost hopes. Yet, it is here that I have discovered the essence of my being. In the depths of despair, I found clarity, a raw, unyielding truth that resonates through the cacophony of anguish. I have walked through the fire, emerging not as a victim, but as a warrior cloaked in the scars of survival. Each wound tells a story, a reminder of the battles fought and the strength gained. The darkness that sought to consume me has instead become my armor, a shield against the empty echoes of their laughter. They thought they could erase me, but I have risen from the ashes of their betrayal, a phoenix born of fury and resolve. The power of recovery is not a gentle breeze, it is a tempest that sweeps through the remnants of despair, uprooting the very foundations of their control. I am not merely recovering, I am reclaiming what was stolen, forging a path lit by the fire of my will. Each step forward is a blow to their fragile facade, a declaration that I will not be silenced, nor will I be forgotten. The world outside may tremble at the thought of my resurgence, but they will never understand the depth of my strength. They see a broken spirit, but I am a tapestry woven with threads of resilience, each one stronger than the last. I have danced with my demons and emerged unscathed, for I have learned that true power is not found in the absence of struggle, but in the ability to rise again, time and time again. As I reflect on the journey, I realize that it is not merely my own trials that define me, but the shared experiences of those who have walked similar paths. We are the unsung warriors, the ones who bear the weight of our scars with pride. Our resilience is a collective strength, a force that binds us together in the face of oppression. They may have sought to isolate us, but in our shared suffering, we have discovered an unbreakable bond, a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity. And now, as the oppressors drown in their own despair, I stand resolute, a beacon of defiance against the darkness that once threatened to engulf me. They will learn that resilience is not a fleeting moment, it is a way of life, an unyielding force that cannot be extinguished. In their attempts to conquer, they have merely sown the seeds of their own demise, for I am the storm they could not foresee, a reckoning that will echo through the annals of time. So let them tremble in their hollow victory, for I am unbroken. I am the embodiment of resilience, rising from the ashes of their betrayal, and I will not be silenced. The shadows may whisper, but I will roar. Let them witness the strength that emerges from the depths of despair, for I am not just a survivor, I am a force to be reckoned with, a testament to the unyielding spirit that thrives in the face of darkness. In the theater of human existence, where pride struts like a peacock, blind to the cracks in its own foundation, the cyclical dance of power spins on. It is a grotesque ballet, where the oppressors, intoxicated by their own illusions of grandeur, forget that the wheel of fortune is ever turning. They brandish their weapons and shout their decrees, believing they are the architects of destiny, yet they are mere puppets in a play written by the hands of time. The shadows of history loom large, whispering tales of arrogance that led to inevitable falls, reminding us that what goes up must come down, often with a devastating crash. Power, they think, is a fortress built of fear and submission, a gilded cage that they think will hold the spirits of the defiant. But what is power, really? It is not the weight of a crown or the echo of a command. It is the ability to inspire loyalty, to foster respect. It is the understanding that true strength lies not in the oppression of others, but in the unity of purpose. The oppressors, blinded by their quest for dominance, fail to see that their control is but a mirage, a fleeting image that evaporates in the harsh light of reality. They wield their authority like a child with a magnifying glass, focused on burning the small, fragile creatures beneath, unaware that the fire they start could just as easily consume them. History is littered with the remains of those who succumbed to this folly. They rise like a phoenix, only to be devoured by the flames of their own hubris. Each tale echoes a warning: the higher the climb, the greater the fall. The world is a cycle, a breath that exhales triumphs and inhales despair, and those who forget this rhythm are destined to dance alone on the precipice of their own undoing. The lessons of the past are not mere whispers, they are roars, reverberating through time, reminding us that pride is a double-edged sword, one that cuts both the wielder and the unwitting victim. In this dark reflection, the anti-hero stands not as a villain but as a sage, one who has traversed the abyss and emerged scarred yet wiser. They understand that patterns of behavior are the threads that weave the fabric of human nature, revealing the dark side that lies dormant within us all. It is a side that delights in the downfall of others, that revels in the chaos of shattered dreams. But the anti-hero knows that to succumb to this darkness is to become a prisoner of one's own making. They choose instead to embrace the lessons learned, to transform their suffering into strength, their isolation into clarity. As the oppressors spiral deeper into their own despair, the anti-hero becomes a mirror, reflecting the consequences of unchecked ambition. They watch as those once adorned in the finery of control now wear the tattered rags of regret. Each moment of solitude they experience is a reminder of the connection severed, the trust betrayed. The anti-hero knows that betrayal is a weapon, sharp and ruthless, capable of inflicting wounds that may never fully heal. Yet from this pain, they draw their resolve. The scars become badges of honor, symbols of battles fought and survived. What can be taken from these stories? What lessons lie buried beneath the rubble of shattered dreams? The anti-hero understands that the true victory lies not in the subjugation of others, but in the strength to rise again after every fall. They embody the truth that resilience is born from struggle, that the human spirit, when pushed to its limits, can ignite a fire that no oppressor can extinguish. So let the oppressors drown in their own despair, consumed by the very pride that once lifted them high. The anti-hero stands firm, a sentinel against the tide, knowing that the cyclical nature of pride and power will ultimately lead to their reckoning. Each echo of their downfall reverberates through time, a haunting reminder that in the pursuit of dominance, they have merely sown the seeds of their own demise. And as they falter, the anti-hero rises, not as a conqueror but as a testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit, forever refusing to be silenced. In a world drenched in shadows, where the echoes of triumph fade into the hollow whispers of regret, we confront the haunting truth of victory and despair. It's a cruel paradox, isn't it? To win is to lose a piece of oneself, like a moth drawn to the flame, only to be scorched by its own desire. The oppressors, in their grand delusion, march forward, adorned in the spoils of their conquest, oblivious to the emptiness that festers within. They raise their glasses, toasting to victories that taste of ash, unaware that the very power they crave is a mirage, shimmering just out of reach. Victory at any cost becomes a double-edged sword, one that slices through the fabric of humanity, leaving behind only threads of despair. What is left when the battle cries fade and the dust settles? A throne built on the graves of the fallen, a kingdom of sand where loyalty crumbles beneath the weight of fear. The oppressors stand tall, but inside, they are mere phantoms, haunted by the faces of those they've wronged, the trust they've shattered. They think they've triumphed, but in their pursuit of control, they've woven a tapestry of isolation that ensnares them tighter than any prison bars. And then there's the anti-hero, standing on the precipice of this twisted reality. They've seen the depths of despair, tasted the bitterness of betrayal, and yet, from this darkness, they draw their strength. It's a strength forged in the fires of adversity, a resolve that knows no bounds. The world may label them a villain, but they wear that title like armor, reflecting the flaws of a society that glorifies power over compassion. They know that true triumph is not about domination, it's about resilience, about rising when the world tries to keep you down. In the final confrontation, the anti-hero faces their adversaries, not with blind rage, but with a clarity that cuts through the chaos. They embody the struggle of all who have been silenced, all who have suffered under the weight of tyranny. As they stand against the oppressors, they reveal the cost of betrayal, the steep price paid for a fleeting sense of superiority. The oppressors, now confronted with their own reflection, begin to crumble, their facade of control shattered like glass. They realize too late that their victories were built on the backs of the oppressed, and now they must confront the haunting truth of their actions. The air is thick with tension, each heartbeat a reminder of the pain inflicted, the lives altered. The anti-hero's moment of reckoning is not just a personal battle, it is a reckoning for all who have been cast aside, a chance to reclaim the narrative. They rise not as a conqueror, but as a voice for the voiceless, a beacon of hope in a landscape marred by despair. The oppressors, in their moment of vulnerability, are laid bare, stripped of their power, exposed to the very consequences they thought they could evade. And what of the legacy left behind? The stories of resilience and despair echo through time, their lessons etched into the very fabric of existence. For every oppressor who thought they could extinguish the spark of defiance, there stands an anti-hero ready to ignite the flame anew. Their story becomes a testament to the strength of the human spirit, a reminder that darkness can birth light and that despair is but a chapter in a much larger narrative. As the dust settles, the haunting truth remains: triumph is bittersweet, often leading to a deeper understanding of one's own fragility. The oppressors may have tasted victory, but it is the anti-hero who emerges with the true prize, a heart unbroken, a spirit unyielding. In this dance of power and pride, the cycle continues, yet the anti-hero stands firm, a testament to the enduring strength that rises from the ashes of despair. The world may turn a blind eye, but the echoes of their journey will linger, a haunting reminder that in the end, justice has its own way of unfolding. Share this message if you believe that even in the darkest moments, strength can rise from despair. Leave a comment about a time you transformed pain into power, and subscribe for more thought-provoking insights from the minds of those who refuse to be silenced. Remember, justice is patient, and in the shadows, true resilience is forged.